Hey friends, welcome back to the channel or welcome for the very first time if you're new here. It's April 2026, and if you're a social media manager, a creator trying to build your personal brand, or a business owner just trying to show up consistently online without burning you out, you've probably felt it in your bones. AI is taking over. From ChatGPT spitting out captions in seconds to tools auto-editing reels, generating entire carousels, or even suggesting your next viral hook, it's everywhere. It feels exciting, but also it's a little overwhelming. Here's the thing that's absolutely blowing up in every single trend report right now. From Hootsuite to Sprout Social, authenticity is winning bigger than ever. Brands and creators who lean too hard into that polished robotic AI slop are getting called out in comments, and they're losing trust, then watching their reach drop. Meanwhile, the real human imperfect stuff, it's exploding in the saves, the shares, the comments, and actual community building. So today we're going to dive deep, like really deep, into the AI social media revolution of 2026. I'll break down exactly what's trending, why authenticity matters more now than it did even 6 months ago, and real world examples of what's working beautifully and what's flopping hard, really hard. And most importantly, exactly how you can use AI as a smart, helpful sidekick without ever losing your own voice or your audience's trust. Before we jump in, though, let me quickly introduce myself so that some of you that are new here know exactly who's talking to you. My name is Natasha, and I'm the co-founder of Noble Socials Company, where I help businesses and creators grow their social media presence with practical, no fluff strategies that actually end up moving the needle. At the same time, I use those exact same skills to fight for constitutional rights, accountability, and transparency in the real world. I'm based right here in Atlanta, Georgia, and on this channel, you'll get a mix that feels pretty unique. One video might be packed with Instagram growth hacks and content strategies, and maybe some entrepreneurship advice that helps you build something sustainable online. But then the next might be a clear educational deep dive into some local corruption case, your rights during a traffic stop, or how the justice system really actually works, or doesn't work in this case sometimes. Because to me, real influence isn't just about likes and followers, right? It's about speaking truth to power and empowering people in both the digital world and real life. I also run the Georgia Watchdog Alliance, where we focus on exposing injustice in law enforcement and the courts, teaching civil liberties, and supporting lawful oversight. So, whether we're talking algorithms or accountability, the thread is always the same: empowerment through knowledge and authentic connection. If that mix resonates with you, growth tips one week, standing up for what's right the next, hit that subscribe button and let's grow together. I'm so glad that you're here. And all right, let's jump into it. First off, why is this whole AI versus authenticity conversation the hottest topic right now in 2026, especially right this month, April? Every major report is screaming the same message. Hootsuite's 2026 social media trends report says that human-made authenticity is winning, even while AI tools have become total table stakes for anyone serious about content. Sprout Social's latest data shows that over 79% of social media managers are now using AI daily, and that number just keeps climbing. Tools help with scheduling, analytics, first draft captions, even researching trending sounds or hooks. It ends up saving hours, sparks amazing ideas, and when you're stuck and then it ends up helping you scale or hire a huge team. But here's the massive flip side that's going mega viral in creator circles and comment sections everywhere that I've seen anyway. Audiences are exhausted by perfect robotic content. They can smell AI generated posts from a mile away. The algorithm, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or LinkedIn, is increasingly rewarding genuine connection, longer watch times, and content that feels like a real person is on the other side of that screen. So think back to those hyper polished AI carousels that flooded feeds last year. The beautiful fonts, the perfect stock images, the flawless grammar, but zero comments, zero saves, and people just scrolled right past it. Why? Because it felt soulless. It didn't spark emotion. It didn't make anyone stop and think, wow, this creator actually gets me. Instead, we're seeing a powerful shift back toward long form video, raw personal stories, those messy behind the scenes moments, and creator led credibility. Brands that are crushing it right now, like Taco Bell with their fun, fan first events and unhinged yet authentic energy, or Liquid Death with their wildly entertaining anti ad vibes that feel more like comedy sketches than marketing. Leaning super hard into human generated content that feels like a real conversation. Their engagement through the roof. People don't just watch, they comment, they share, and guess what? They come back for more. So let me break this down step by step so that you can actually use it. All right, let's start with section one. AI is genuinely changing the game for social media managers, right? It's not going away, and that's perfectly okay. Tools like Meta's built-in AI for Instagram and Facebook, YouTube's editing assistants, custom GPTs for caption, brainstorming, and all the scheduling platforms with AI suggestions are handling the repetitive stuff. They're pulling analytics, suggesting optimal post times, and even generating first draft ideas based on your past top performers. The winners aren't replacing their creativity with AI, they're using it to amplify what only they can bring their unique perspective. That's their lived experience, their voice. So here's a simple pro tip you can start today. Use AI for the heavy lifting parts, right? Like the researching trending topics in your niche or generating 10 hook ideas or outlining a carousel. And then you want to step in and layer your personal stories, your opinions, and your real examples. That's where the magic happens. That's what turns good content into content people actually remember and trust. I do this every week for my clients at Noble Socials, and it's freed up so much time that I can pour more energy into the justice work for Georgia Watchdog Alliance. Win-win, right? All right, let's jump into section two. The authenticity test that's going viral right now. Before you hit post on anything this week, ask yourself these three simple but powerful questions. Does this sound like me, like something I would actually say out loud to a friend? Would I be proud to have my name or my brand's name attached to this forever? And does it spark real emotion, laughter, inspiration, anger, curiosity, or that I feel seen feeling, right? If the answer to any of those is not really, it's time to tweak it or scrap it, throw it away. Let me share a quick real case study from someone I worked with recently. She's a wellness creator here in Atlanta, and last month she leaned hard into AI. About 80% of her content was generated heavily edited by tools. The result, a 40% drop in saves and shares, and her comments basically dried up. People were still viewing, but they weren't connecting. She made one big switch and she went to roughly 20% AI, mostly for the outlines and the research, and she then put her human first storytelling back in the driver's seat. She started sharing her actual messy mornings, the chaos, her real struggles with the consistency, and her honest opinions instead of perfectly scripted advice. Boom. Her real views tripled in just 2 weeks, and her community started tagging friends and saying, this is exactly what I needed because this is me. That's the power of authenticity in 2026. Okay. Section three, practical 2026 hacks you can steal and you can use today. Here are 4 actionable strategies that are working right now for the creators and brands I'm watching and some of them that I'm helping. Hybrid workflow. Let AI handle research and brainstorming. You handle the heart, the stories, and the final polish. Think about it. Blah, blah, blah. Think of AI, and I'm not going to edit that out either. Think of AI as your over-eager intern, great at grunt work, but you still approve every single final piece. And then behind the scenes, making of videos, people are obsessed with the messiness. Film yourself brainstorming, tweaking captions, or even reacting to AI suggestions that went hilariously wrong. Vulnerability builds trust faster than perfection ever could. I once told a friend of mine this, someone who is a pretty big YouTuber. Maybe one day he will see my little video, but he had accidentally uploaded a draft and published it on his YouTube channel instead of his final version. And there were several of his subscribers that saw this video be published before he had an opportunity to find out and ultimately delete it. Of course, he was super embarrassed. But when I tell you that was one of the best videos that I have watched, it was so authentic. It was who he is, it was his personality, it was hilarious. And he got so many comments and so many people that it was just so great for his viewers to see, you know what? He's not perfect. He's just like me, in some sort of way, he is human like me because we tend to forget a lot of times that these content creators are humans. They're not superheroes or they're not perfect. They're like me and you. So let people see the mess, okay? Micro community building. Move some conversations into DMs, close friends list, or private groups. AI can't fake real relationships. This is where the loyal fans are going to turn into your biggest advocates who share your content organically. You want to test, measure, repeat ruthlessly. Track what actually gets comments versus just the likes. You want to use platform analytics or any sort of free tools that you can find to see which posts feel most you and then double down on that style. We do also have to talk honestly about the risks because ignoring them can hurt your brand long term. Over reliance on AI can absolutely tank trust. Once people start calling out your content as AI slop, it's really hard to win that trust back. So, platforms are getting better at detecting and sometimes labeling or downranking your obvious low effort generated content. And on the legal side, things around AI generated images, the deep fake voice cloning and copyright issues are heating up fast, especially in 2026. So, always double check ownership and disclosure when it's needed. There's good news. When you use AI thoughtfully as a tool instead of a crutch, you stay safe and you will actually end up standing out. By the end of this video, I want you walking away with a full practical game plan that you can implement this week, whether you manage social for a business, run your own creator page, or just want to show up more authentically online while maybe even using your platform for bigger causes like civil rights and accountability. So now it's your turn. Drop in the comments right now, are you team AI all the way or team human first with AI as backup? What's one AI tool that's genuinely saving you time these days? And if you're in Atlanta or following justice work, tell me one topic you'd love me to cover next on the Georgia Watchdog side. I read every comment. I love to talk to people, so that was a lot of value, but it's super important for anyone trying to build something real in 2026. So I'm happy to share it. Social media moves fast, but the principles of human connection, those don't change. If this helped you even a little, which I hope it did because I put a lot of work into it, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm show this to more people who may quite possibly need it, may need it and don't even know they need it. Subscribe for weekly trend breakdowns mixed with the empowerment content and comment your biggest takeaway below so we can keep this conversation going. In our next social media video, we are going to talk social search, how platforms are becoming the new Google, and exactly how to get found when people are actually looking for your expertise. You're not going to want to miss it. You've got this, friends. Whether you're growing a brand or growing your voice for what matters, stay authentic, stay consistent, and keep showing up as you. I'm Natasha with Noble Socials and the Georgia Watchdog Alliance. Thanks for spending this time with me, and we'll talk soon.